Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. It's fun talking to Renee Ernest with True Timber out of Inman, South Carolina, about their new inflatable ground blind that sounds right up my alley, if I ever was in an alley or anything. And so I haven't been in an alley in a long time, but you can tell that there is someone else with me. That's Dave Gabbert, laughing in the background as he does. And, of course, Gene Smith is waiting on his other phone to ring with the rooster call. But, hey, guys, everybody okay out there?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Gene, you all right?
Yes, sir. Good thing about that blind is two things. It's light and quick.
It's light and quick. Well, I'm going to talk about a product right now that we first talked about on Outdoors with Larry Ray about 8 years ago when this gentleman came together with some friends and came up with what is known as Arctic Ice. And recently I received a word earlier in November that our friends at Kelly Brand Management out of Atlanta have worked a deal to become the agency of record for what I like to say is the American-made company Arctic Ice. And we got the co-founder of Arctic Ice on us from Lexington, Tennessee. This is the first time we've ever had two people from Lexington on the same time. But
we're taking over.
And we're taking over like that. That's a good friend, David White. Good morning, David.
Hey, good morning, Larry. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you again. Well, bring us up to date, buddy. I know that that your product has always been one of the best there is. I know you've come out with some different series. You got some big boy products out there now. So talk about Arctic Ice and this new hookup, but take us from the start because I know this is something that's really got a great story about how this all came about.
Sure. Well, I my background was primarily medical and sales. I've been in that for a long time, and I wound up partnering with a friend locally, and we saw this concept that was being used attempted to be used in medical emergency management.
Yes.
That this ice pack that could freeze colder than ice and keep things colder or keep things frozen. And it was a liquid that has been used in the medical industry pretty significantly. But we thought that the outdoor industry, could use this. So we came up with the name. We came up with a logo. We came up with, some funds to get some manufacturing going. And we've created a company called Arctic Ice. We make about 15, 16 different products now. We started with 12. We have the Alaskan series. It has 4 sizes. It keeps things refrigerated cold. We have the Tundra series, which is still 4 sizes when we started, but more now. It keeps things frozen, which is an interesting concept. And then we have the Chill and Brew, which is it was designed more or less for kind of on the front end for beer drinkers, but it's turned out to be everybody's
tailgaters.
Everybody seems to like.
Yeah.
It's a little bit colder than ice.
Tailgaters and daily trips if you're looking for something like that. Again, we're talking to David White, co-founder, general manager, Arctic Ice, now based out of Brookings, South Dakota, southeastern South Dakota. And, David, I know you guys, you went for the big boy now. I understand that you've got a 10-pound double XL out now.
Absolutely. We offer the largest ice pack in the recreational market.
How big is that? I mean, 10 pounds, that's a pretty good size ice pack. What are you going to?
That's your bag of ice.
That's
a bag of ice that you never have to buy for the rest of your life.
Come on.
It's economical. It's reusable forever. If there's ever a leak due to our manufacturing, that means if it comes apart at the seam or if it leaks at the seal where we put it together, we will, no questions asked, we'll ask you for an image of the leak. We will send you a brand new one. So, and it, you can use. They're designed to be. They'll fit in pretty much any large cooler. You start thinking about trying to fill a cooler up with 5-pounders that we have, and you're trying to fill a 70 or 120 quart cooler.
Yes.
You thought it made more sense to make a 10-pounder.
Yeah.
So that 10-pounder is ideal for those big coolers.
And we're talking about big coolers here when it comes right down to
absolutely.
it. So,
absolutely.
So you've got what? You've got from 3/4 of a pound. That's the smallest, all the way up to 10 pounds. So
yes, sir.
And these are lifetime warranties, right? I mean,
lifetime warranty, absolutely.
Made in the
Our
USA.
manufacturing fails.
Made in the USA. So
Correct.
So when you started this thing, so if you got folks, I've been amazed. I've been an Arctic Ice man since David started this thing, and he's always been really good about prizes over the years, and he's going to send us some that we're going to be giving away too on our website, lroutdoors.com. We're going to get some of those, but for this thing to do like that, and now you've hooked up with Kelly Brand. So talk about the hookup there.
Well, in the outdoor industry is a tiny little industry, Larry. I think you probably know that by now, that if you don't know somebody, you know somebody that knows somebody. And
yes,
we're pretty much one big happy family, and you get to know people over the years, and you see, I met Joel with Joel Bell with Kelly Brand Management several years ago at SHOT Show, and met several of their guys, and we were at that point in time in search of some different representation. We had part of the country covered, but didn't have the rest of it covered. The cool thing about Kelly Brand Management is they cover the entire company.
Yes,
They've got a great outdoors sales group, so they're hitting all the majors. They have access to a lot of people that we need access to make sure we get good distribution of the product. And these guys cover hardware, so they're hitting the Lowe's and the Home Depots.
Yeah.
They cover the food service industry. They cover a lot of other outlets that we're not accustomed to selling into, but our product is a perfect match for in one way or another. So Kelly Management turned out to be a really good opportunity for Arctic Ice to expand its footprint in the United States and make it accessible for more customers across the country.
And I'm assuming you still got no hassle, no mess, colder than the rest. Is that still?
Absolutely.
That's. Did y'all hear that, Dave? That's the no hassle, no mess, colder than the rest.
Yeah. And what
that and chill responsibly. We have that as well.
And chill
Please
responsibly.
remember to chill responsibly. There you go.
And you've talked about, and people think, well, Arctic Ice. You're looking at the Alaskan series. You're looking at the Tundra series. And it's hard to imagine that a guy in Lexington, Tennessee, came up with this. But I'm not saying
you know the story about the blind hog and the acorn, right?
Well, I'm not saying that, but we're thinking.
Lexington's the tank capital of the world.
Well, I wanted you to say that, Dave Gabbard, so make David White feel good.
I appreciate it, Dave.
But no, again, but the product itself. You've expanded it, and you've got a lot of things from large size, the 10-pound size, and I'm assuming this big 10-pound size would be used for what? What would somebody need that much ice for?
Well, let's say if you're going, let's say you've got a 65-quart Yeti or something like that, Orca Yeti, one of the big coolers. Any cooler that size and up, you're going to put at least 2 bags of ice in there.
You are, yeah.
You throw a couple of these in there. You've replaced that ice. You don't have to worry about buying ice anymore. You take it home. You put it in the freezer. It's ready to go when you are the next day. Doesn't take up that much room. These are 10.5 by 10. No, excuse me. They are 10 and a quarter by 10 and a quarter by 3.5 inches. So
okay.
It's just a nice block. Lasts a long, long time. And like I said, there's no one out there that even competes at this size. We are by far the largest ice pack on the market.
And as far as somebody saying, is this going to cost me an arm and leg? You guys, it's pretty reasonable what you've come up with here too. So
sure, when you consider that you pay $2 and change for an 8-pound bag of ice now, and you go through 2 or 3 and pour them out at the end of your trip, it doesn't take long to justify paying for the 5-pounders, which are the large ones. They cost $29.95. The 10-pounders, guess what? They're $39.99.
$39.
So it's
Yep. I mean, to think about this, and it's come up with so many different things, and the 3/4 pound, and now the double X for the big boys, and things along that line. And you mentioned this. What you guys are doing is making something that's affordable, folks. This will go under your Christmas tree, right, David? I mean, it will go
Absolutely. It'll fit perfectly.
So how do people get information, and how do they get the product? Tell us that.
Well, you would go to our website. That's arctic-ice.com. Spell it like it's spelled on the globe, ARCTIC-ice.com. You can go to our Facebook page. We're available. You can see more information there. Instagram. You can look up Arctic Ice Packs there and get nice pictures and some information on it.
Yeah, got a
You can
video.
also, if you want to pick them up, touch them, feel them, go to Bass Pro Shops. Look
They
up
are
in the
there.
cooler section.
Yeah, they are. So I know that. David White, thank you, man. Good to reconnect
Larry.
with you. And let's stay in touch and not let it be 8 years, okay?
Absolutely, Larry. You call anytime.
All right, buddy. Have a great holiday. And again, folks, we're going to get some of those giveaways, and they'll all be on lroutdoors.com. Thanks, David. Have a great day, okay?
Thank you. Y'all take care.
All right. David White. All right, we want to put Gene Smith on ice. Can we get the 10-pounder, you think?
You know, I still got my neck thing. Those things work great.
Well, this thing right here will work great, too, right, Dave? I mean,
Yeah, you know what I like about using them?
they last
when you
forever.
Well, you put them
Exactly.
in the cooler, and then you put food on them. If compared to a bag of ice, you got waterlogged food with it.
Exactly right.
Yeah, and particularly if
These
like
don't.
you're RVing, Dave. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, this is the kind of thing you need, and right there in Lexington. So you need to hook
Oh,
up.
yeah.
You need to hook up with David White there and find out something for him. All right, Gene, how about it? You got something for me?
Yes, sir. The trouble with doing something right the first time,
Yeah,
it makes it sound like it was easy.
it's not though, is it? Is it? Did you get that? Did you get that?
That went right over my head.
It went over. It went over everybody's head here. So
Right over my bald head.
Well, when you do it right the first time, it looks easy to everybody.
That's
It's
right.
not as difficult as they thought it was.
if you did it wrong, it would look real bad, right? Yeah.
That's true.
All right. All right.
It looked more difficult.
That leaves you with thinking as we take a break and come right back. Golly, that makes me think real
I'm
hard.
going to have to get up and go sit in a dark closet.
I thought that's where you were to begin with. Turn that rooster back on. All right, let's go. All right, let's take a break. Going to come back and talk to our good friend Stacy Walker. Prime One Camo. And who knows, the rooster may come back. We'll be right back.